Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. Today I'd like to share with you a method of preservation that we could use when making your own prosciutto to help preserve it and help it cure while at the same time preventing mold. And for those of you who have been following my prosciutto episode, I am once again here at my neighbor Jim's house in his cantina with his prosciuttos hanging up here. And we're going to use his prosciuttos as an example to show you this preservation method, which is actually going to use a product called Sugna. And but don't worry, it's very simple. I'll show it to you and how we do it. So for those of you who have been tuning in before, you may have noticed that the prosciuttos here in Jim's cantina are producing mold. The white mold is fine, but this green mold, not fine. Green mold, not good, because what happens is the green mold will penetrate and actually taint the taste of the prosciutto. So we got to remove that. The white mold is perfectly fine. Now, using this Sugna is what we're going to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wipe this mold off using a vinegar and water solution, 50-50 each. Wipe the mold off, pat this completely dry, and then we're going to add our Sugna, and I'll show you again what that Sugna is. And I want to add another point. For me, I never use the Sugna. When I hang the prosciuttos in my cantina, I don't have this green mold problem, so I've never had to use the Sugna. Now, in Jim's case, for whatever reason, his cantina is producing this green mold. So in his case, when he goes to make prosciutto next year, we're going to use the Sugna right up front, as opposed to waiting for the mold to come. Now, when I say right up front, to use the Sugna, you don't put it on day one. Typically, we start our prosciuttos December, January. Say January. You want to wait at least 4 months. You want to hang it and let it sit 4 months. January, February, March, April. So sometime in May, that's when you would add the Sugna to protect this face. Very, very important that you do not add it day one, because it needs to have its initial cure, and 4 months is ideal. Okay, so now that we know that, we didn't do it at 4 months. We let Jim's go. We got the green mold. We're going to wipe it off. We already did this a month ago. It came back. So we're going to wipe it off again, and we're going to use the Sugna. I'm going to show you. Let's go do that right now. Okay, so Jim, I told you before, don't worry about it.
All right.
We're going to take care of it.
I was shedding some tears, Eagle.
Black mold, very bad.
Okay.
Green mold will impact the taste. We don't want that. White mold is okay, but we're going to remove it all. And you could see that's what we're dealing with right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have here 50-50 vinegar and water mix. You don't want to use straight water. You want vinegar and water mixture, 50-50. And I'm just going to brush off and remove all this mold. So little by little. And we don't want to soak it, because whatever we do here at this stage, we're going to have to thoroughly dry this. Okay, so that's very, very important. So let's remove all this mold. Okay, it's coming off very nicely, Jim, as you can see.
I noticed it's not as bad as it was the first time we gave it a wash.
Yeah, that's right. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, this is the second time we are removing this mold. The first time was about a month ago.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right, it was worse, but we made some changes in your cantina because of airflow, right? We had that issue. So what we did is we put a little fan in there to circulate the air down below, keep the air moving, and your humidity was a factor.
Yeah, humidity was very high, and I made sure the vents were clear, went outside, made sure the vents were clear, kept the fan on.
Yeah.
Now the humidity was about 72% when we were there today.
And that's ideal.
That's good. Okay.
Remember before it was like above 90.
Yes. Yeah.
So you want that humidity to be around 70%, plus or minus 5, let's just say.
Yeah.
So right now, it's a prime position.
Perfect. Excellent.
All right, let's get this finished cleaning this. I think that's looking pretty good, Jim.
Yeah, that looks good.
Show the folks back home. So that little bit of black you're seeing, that's the black pepper.
That's the black pepper.
Yeah.
Okay.
We used black pepper, right, when we seasoned it originally. So now we're going to take some tallow, and again, it's not, I mean, it doesn't look soaked.
No,
right?
It's not. Yeah.
But we want to make sure that it's perfectly dry.
Okay.
Okay, 100% dry. And you can see the water from us cleaning, the water vinegar mixture. So let's dry this up.
Now, would you want to put any spices on it at this time?
No, we're just going to use.
Okay.
No, we're just going to use the Sugna. No more spices needed.
Okay.
But in the Sugna, we're going to add some black pepper.
Okay.
In the Sugna.
Gotcha.
I'll show you that.
Okay.
Let's get this completely dried. All right. So we've got it completely dried now.
Yeah, that's looking really good.
Looking good. Let's make our Sugna. Now you have 2 prosciuttos, so.
Right.
We're going to double the recipe so that we got enough for both your prosciuttos.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Ivo, can I ask, when you were pressing on it, it's kind of nice and firm. Is that a good...
Yeah, it's firm. It's not completely soft. It's not rock hard because it's only been like 6 months, right?
Right.
So it's curing...
It's curing nicely.
Nicely.
Perfect.
Correct.
Okay.
So for the Sugna, I have here pork fat. It's been rendered. My nephew Antonio gave it to me because he uses Sugna.
Thank you, Antonio.
Yeah, he uses Sugna on his. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use 200 grams of this pork lard.
Okay.
Plus 200 grams of rice flour.
Okay.
Now, I brought the rice flour. If you don't have rice flour, you can use all-purpose.
Okay.
It's not the best.
Right.
Rice flour is the best. No. So highly recommended, use rice flour. It's gluten-free, it breathes properly, it adheres better, it's the better choice.
Okay.
So we're gonna use 200 grams of this pork lard.
Okay.
And we're gonna use 200 grams of rice flour.
Okay, all right.
And we're gonna mix them all together.
Okay.
So you want your pork lard to be room temp so that it's workable.
All right.
Okay, so this was in the refrigerator. I took it out earlier. And there's 70 gram there. So we're going to get this up to 200 grams. Okay, Jim, we're at 196.
Yeah.
And you know me, I like it to be...
Well...
I like it to be exact.
You're pretty exact. Yeah.
All right. So, it looks like this one jar is enough, right?
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's good. So now, we could put this jar away. We don't need it. We have enough there. Okay. 200 grams of rice flour.
Now, if I only had one prosciutto, would I be doing 100 and 100?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's go with 200 grams of rice flour. So that'll bring this up to 400,
gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
Little by little here. Perfect. Couldn't.
If you could see, it's exactly 400 grams.
Wow. Oh well, that's how I work, Jim.
Have fun.
That's how I work.
Yeah.
All right, black pepper.
Yep, black pepper.
2 teaspoons.
Okay.
Okay. 2 teaspoons of black pepper. That's the recipe for the Sugna. That's it. You do not use salt. We've already salted the prosciutto. You don't want to add any more salt into, so this is our mixture right here.
Okay.
That can go off. And now, quite simply, all we want to do is get this all mixed together and form a paste.
Okay.
All right. So let's get this all mixed together. Okay, and you can see here, it's starting to come together. It almost looks like a dough, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. I was thinking, do I need one of those pastry cutter things because it's like a dough? Yeah.
Well, I do have a fork. You can use a fork and mix it all together.
Right.
Basically, you want it to be like a paste when you're done.
Okay.
So I'm going to continue to mix this and incorporate all that flour in with the pork lard.
And it does smell wonderful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see how it all came together nicely.
It's like a nice paste.
Like a paste, exactly. In fact, and take a look at that. You can see that. It's a nice paste. And the other reason why you want to use the rice flour is so that it adheres to the prosciutto.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you put straight lard on, it's not going to do as good of a job, and it's also going to melt. This will help that.
Okay.
It'll melt and drip and come off your prosciutto. Now, we might lose some, but this is the proper way. And truth be told, I literally just got back from Italy a week ago, and I went to Parma, and I went to a prosciutto producer in Parma, and that's his recipe.
There you go.
So there you have it.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now all we have to do, and here's the thing, Jim, I know you asked me this earlier, you do not cover the skin.
Right.
The skin is already protecting the prosciutto. It's not going to hurt in any way if you get mold on the skin.
Right.
We want to protect the meat face,
Okay.
and we do not want it. We want to keep this bone exposed.
Right.
Okay. So all you're going to want is a thin layer, you know, about an eighth of an inch.
Almost like icing a cake.
Yeah, it's kind of like icing a cake. So what we could do, Jim, is we still have another one to do downstairs.
Right.
I'll do this one, and then I'll let you have some fun, and you can do the other one.
That sounds like fun.
Sound good?
Okay.
All right. So basically, just take the Sugna that we just made, and just coat that face. And like I say, around this bone, you're going to go around the bone. You can go underneath the bone and all around the bone, but do not cover the bone.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I will continue doing this, and it should take. Oh,
Sorry.
bless you.
Sorry.
It should take about half of our Sugna. Now, if we have some left over, you can keep it in the refrigerator, and if you need to touch some up,
Right.
you can do so. Okay, so there's no harm in having extra. All right, so let me finish putting and applying the Sugna onto the face of your first prosciutto, Jim. Okay, and
Wow,
how's that
look
looking?
at
Hey?
That looks really good.
Looking good?
It even has a nice aroma to it.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely does. So I just want you to see. There's what we got now, folks. We have completely protected that open face,
Yeah.
right, with the lard, and we left the skin side
Right.
alone.
Right.
Right? So now what we could do, let's go bring this back down. You got some nice, beautiful stainless steel hooks.
Did, yes.
We're gonna go hang this one up, and then we'll bring the other one
work on
and
the
do
other
that
one.
one. So
Okay.
let's go get this one down and settled.
All right, I like it.
Okay, so Jim bought these beautiful stainless steel hooks.
Much better than the rope. I
Better
think.
than the rope.
Yeah.
You poke that through,
Okay.
and we're gonna hang this up just the way it is.
And those are 8-inch hooks, just to give enough room around the bone there.
If I can get it through the other side, we'd be doing well. There we go.
There we go.
Right there.
Okay.
Okay, Jim, you can have the honors. It's your
All right.
prosciutto.
Okay.
There we go. Hang that up.
There we go. Look at that.
Perfect. Good. Let's give it a turn. I want to take a peek.
Okay.
Oh, you can't turn it. No.
Turn it. I can flip it around for you.
Yeah,
if you
flip it
want
around.
to.
Let's take a look at it this way. And you know what? And that way we can keep a better eye on it.
We
too,
can
right?
leave it hanging that way.
There we go. Doesn't that look great? Mm-hmm. Looks really good.
Yeah.
And what I want to show you, so here's the fan, right? Put the
Yep.
fan back on.
Yep.
That's what we've been using to circulate the air.
Yes.
And it's not blowing on the prosciutto because you don't
Right.
want to dry it out.
Right.
It's blowing down here.
Yeah.
And then your humidity gauge.
Yep.
I don't know if you could see that or not. Maybe not. It might be too dark. I don't know. But it's 73%. And it's 21.8 degrees, almost
Not bad.
22 degrees Celsius in the cantina. But it's really hot outside. It's
Yes.
like 28, 29 out there.
It is. Yes.
So,
yeah.
so anyhow, this is now done. That's the proper way, I guess, to preserve a prosciutto if you want to avoid any mold all completely. Wait 4 months. Make the Sugna. You saw how we did it. It's very easy. It's a nice paste. And you can protect just the meat face, leave the bone exposed, and that'll prevent any mold from coming. So from here on in, for your prosciuttos in this
Yes.
cantina,
Yep.
that's going to be a must.
I like it.
My cantina, it's not really needed.
Right.
I haven't had any issues.
Right.
But on the other hand, always better to be safe than sorry, right? And it
was
saves you
easy
from...
to do and saves it. Yeah, I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's an update on our prosciutto. I think you know, as long as Jim doesn't move and go to another neighborhood, we're
Nope.
going to do the taste test in about a year.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's been 6 months. It needs about another year to cure. And for those of you just starting out, just remember, Start your prosciutto. 4 months later, after 4 months, then you can put the Sugna on. And again, it's a 50-50 mix of the pork lard that's been rendered, along with the rice flour and black pepper. That's it. Makes for a nice paste.
Yeah.
Well, folks, wherever you're tuning in from, I want to say thanks for joining me on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. It's a good update and something new for those maybe who weren't aware of such a practice. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, buon appetito.
Thanks again, Ivo.
And salute.
Salute.
No wine glass, but cheers.